All right. Hey, hello, Internet. And are you ready to destroy my American football?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mr. Everybody.
my name's Riddler. How you go? My name's Riddler. How's it go? Welcome to Destroy My American Football. Um, yeah, everyone else introduce yourself. Oh, my dog chews on my socks.
I'm Allie, and combat juggling needs to be supported.
Combat juggling.
This is rock dancing. What the fuck happened, NFL? What the fuck was this with this week?
Welcome to What the Fuck Week 2.0.
Week 2.0. What the fuck? Week 2.0. What the fuck?
Any news?
I mean, even yeah. I'm not. I may slightly be able to boast about the fact that he did slightly better than all of you, but still, I mean, all of us just got crushed in the picks. Absolutely raped in the picks.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
This was another one of those what the fuck weeks where we thought it was clean cut, easy to pick. We had we had quite a few sweeps, and then just hey, no, that's not gonna happen. Sorry, fuck you. No, the NFL's gonna defy all fucking logic again. Yay. Okay, so I'm just having a look here. Having a look. Seeing anything newsworthy? Not seeing anything newsworthy right now.
I had there was a good story that I saw. Let me see if I can find it out. I may have to do a search for it.
Oh, while Rocktan's searching for that, let me entertain you.
The during the Patriots Jets game, there was a very complete. Let's talk about this because there was a very rare. There was a rule that was just instituted this year that helped the Jets win that game in
Oh, this
overtime.
fucking moron. Oh, okay.
And because and now I do have a small bit of sympathy for the Patriots because it was a completely new rule that was only enacted on this. This is the first time it was ever enacted.
It's still a bullshit rule.
It's such a weird rule, and I don't understand what I don't get is like they instituted this rule supposedly for player safety, but what I don't understand is how does this make the player safer? What specifically does this rule do to make things safer?
I don't. Okay, the rule, if you don't understand, is that you will now be called for unsportsmanlike conduct if you push your own teammates. Now, my question is immediately
during field goals specifically.
During field goals specifically, my question immediately is, what the fuck happened to make you enact this rule in the past? Somebody must have done something.
One thing I learned is most rules are made in counter to something that happened. You know?
What the fuck happened to make you enact this? Did Ndamukong Suh, knock someone out from the Lions? Did fucking, when he was still in the Ravens, did Ray Lewis get a knife and kill one of his own teammates? Did Ben Roethlisberger rape one of the cheerleaders on the Steelers? What the fuck happened to make you enact this rule?
I really don't know. And interesting enough, the other thing is Belichick immediately retaliated. He was asked a question about the penalty, and he mentioned that during the game, the Chargers did the exact same thing. It appeared that the Chargers did the exact same thing, and the refs did not call it.
Well, one, it's a new rule that's being enacted that week. I can understand refs not pointing it out every time. Two, it's a bullshit rule. And three, they're in New York. New York isn't a fan of the Patriots. Wouldn't surprise me if the ref wasn't a fan of the Patriots being at home in New York and maybe decided, you know what, let's fuck the Patriots here.
Gotta get unbiased referees.
Yeah. That's what
Although I don't have, I still don't have a complete amount of sympathy. No disrespect to Belichick. He's a great head coach.
Yeah.
Very intelligent.
Yeah.
He's extremely good at what he does.
Very good.
Problem is, I don't care what anyone says. There's people can like try to defend this all in one soul, saying, "Oh, it was only illegal. It was only illegal until he got caught. It was legal until he got caught this one time," which was the whole Spygate controversy. That's how that's how I've seen people defend it. Is, what he did that got him caught in the first place was legal until they decided to call him. I mean, was legal until it was like a small point of contention that they saw him doing something, and then they just suddenly decided, oh, this seems suspicious, let's call him for it. That's their defense.
Especially since it determined the outcome of the entire game.
No, that's no fucking defense whatsoever. The dude cheated and got away with it.
And then they
got away with it.
And then they finally caught him, and he had to stop.
And he still got away with it. They caught him, and they were like, just don't do that again, please. No punishment, nothing. Didn't lose his job, didn't lose any money, didn't get fined. Just don't do that again, please. Slap on the wrist. Yeah, don't cheat to win. Don't spy on every other fucking team you're gonna face this year. Please, don't do that. Yeah. What are we gonna do?
If you shove someone on your team, no, you gotta do that.
That's fucking... What? The NFL is so weird in the way they punish people. It really is. They need to... If there's anything they need to worry about, it's not enacting new rules. It's about figuring out how to punish people by fucking disobeying those rules. Because they are all over the fucking place when it comes to enact, like...
Hell, I don't even think all the players know all the rules.
No. They don't.
That's because the NFL is, when it comes to the rules, is one of the most inconsistent things I've ever seen.
Really
like
fucking arcade.
Year to year. It just
there's
so many rules that kind of are inconsistent with one another in a way that it ends up being a confusing mess of what the fuck.
They are so biased as well when it comes into enacting these rules. Like, look at Ndamukong Suh, okay? The dude's a fucking jackass, okay? He's a dirty player. No beating around the bush. He's a dirty player.
He got fined. He actually recently got fined again. I think it was the week before last week for hit on one of the Browns quarterbacks. He got fined like $350,000.
That won't cut into his like $8 million or something.
It won't cut into it, but it's still a lot of money to fine a guy. And like the point that like they keep making is, he keeps doing this, we're going to keep fining him, and we put higher fines for repeat offenders, which was what they were doing it, and they were doing it at decent gaps. Like it would go from like $5,000 to like $20,000, or like to like 10 to 30 or something like that, and like $60,000, and then suddenly they just slapped this like $100,000 fine on the guy. And it's like, well, it's obviously because you don't like fucking Ndamukong Suh and the way he plays. But then, like, fair enough, dirty player, totally get that. But it's because you don't like the guy that you slap that big fucking fine on him. If it was like fucking, like, let's say it was like, I don't know, someone from the Packers defense that had been caught doing this shit before. I don't think they'd slap $100 fine on the guy if he don't like. It's just because it's Ningadama Sue. They don't like Sue. And if they've put 350 grand on it, this is just proving my fucking point. You don't jump that high in a fine, whether you like the guy or not, whether he's a dirty player or not. You stick in the confines of your own rules, or people are going to call bullshit on you.
No, dude. No, I don't think I don't think this is them not liking him. They're doing this because
350 grand, Rock 10, from like 100.
That is enough to buy a house.
well,
They don't. They
that
don't
was the
like the guy.
$100,000 fine was a while. I think that was a while back. I think
A
that was
few
last year.
weeks ago. How do you jump to 350 grand in a few weeks?
What they're doing is if a repeat offender does it within a short period of time, they hit you with a big. They're gonna hit you with a much.
Like upping it that much?
Dude, they have to. They really do have to because he's not getting the message. They're forced to. I do not blame the NFL because this guy is not getting it. Honestly, I don't know why they don't suspend the guy. I really don't.
He's not learned from suspension either. They have done everything to punish this guy except literally firing him, and they can't do that. That's up to the team. They cannot do that, unless of circumstances like, let's say he gets fucking caught for murder, but he could just get away with it like Ray Lewis did. But anyway, unless extreme circumstances cause the NFL to intervene, they cannot get rid of this guy. They can suspend him and they can fine him until the cows come home. They can't get rid of him. And that's until they can do something so severe like that, he's going to keep doing it. He's not learned from fines. He's not learned from suspensions. And that's just it. He's not going to learn. Ever. It's simple as that. When it's happened this many times, and when he's willing to pay these hefty fines, he doesn't give a shit. Hefty fines. It's hefty for a fucking football player when you hear 20 grand, 15 grand, and then suddenly hit Ndamukong Suh, 350 grand.
That's fuck you, Sue.
You fucked up, man. He doesn't care. He will do it again. He'll probably do it again are the Lions playing this week? Let me see. He'll probably do something this week that'll make him get fined, or the week after. Or in a few weeks' time, we'll hear another case of Ndamukong Suh getting fined and him not giving a fuck. It's gotten to the point where even the Players Association can't back this guy because he's just not getting the fucking message.
My name is Sue. How do you do?
Guy's a fucking idiot. Which is the case for most people that play in the NFL, by the way. It's retarded how the NFL... these people know nothing about the real fucking world.
They know nothing about the real world, but they're making more money than 15 people combined. Or more.
They play football in high school, probably. They go into college immediately after that to play football. They learn nothing about the real world while in college because they're playing football and they're granted scholarships which pay for them to be there so they don't have to get a job to play football. So don't have to get a job. Most of, the good ones will go into the NFL draft. They don't need to get a job because they're in the NFL draft to play football. And they will play football.
$8 million contract.
$8 million contracts immediately, guaranteed fucking money to play football. These people know nothing about real life. Does it surprise me that there's murderers and rapists? No, it really doesn't. Because they've learned jack shit about the real world and what a crime is. They have no idea between good and bad.
Makes me want to play football instead of being a psychologist.
Yeah, their whole fucking life has been let's play football. They know nothing about real life. Does it surprise me that Ndamukong Suh is a fucking asshole? No, because he knows nothing about real life.
He is literally a man-child.
He is a man-child, and his idea of a good time is beating the shit out of someone because he does it on the football field every fucking week.
What position is Ndamukong Suh again?
I don't know, he's on the defense. Like the
he's a defensive tackle, if I remember.
and the Lions aren't going to get
Okay,
rid
so
of
his
him because
job's literally running into people.
his job is running into people. Yeah, that is his job on a weekly basis, running into people. Seriously, there needs to be a better process for this. Like when they're in college, give them something to teach them about the real fucking world, please. Don't guarantee them this fucking money. Make them work for it. Make them realize that you can't do this shit.
All I gotta say,
can't
oh
go-
my god, I miss sportsmanship.
You can't be a murderer. You can't be a rapist. You can't murder dogs and just get away with it. Ugh. Fuck, that's what pisses me off most about the NFL. All this shit that so many players get away with. People worship them like fucking gods. It's ridiculous. More news, quickly. Vince Young doesn't have the slightest idea why he's not playing. To expand more on this, Vince Young, excuse me, is a starting was a starting. I don't know. I suppose it's a quarterback for the Packers. Okay. Now, Vince Young, owner of a career 31-19 record as a starting quarterback, can't figure out why his phone never rang. Me and my wife and all my peers and fans were all trying to figure this stuff out. I don't have the slightest idea, said Young to Sirius XFM radio. It's like a huge question mark over my head every day. I wake up in the morning to take care of my responsibilities, feeling like P. Diddy. And know I should be playing. To not have one of those calls, it's tough. If the Rams' primary goal is to make... To be fair, though, Young brings plenty of baggage from his stint with the Tennessee Titans. Was he the Rams? Because it's got him down with the video. I'm confused now whether it's the Rams or the Packers he's playing for. Because it's talking about the fucking Rams here. I guess he's in the Rams. Okay. To be fair, though, Young brings plenty of baggage. Basically, the guy's whining that he's not being picked to start. That's what the guy's whining about. Save that shit for the locker room, dude. Don't talk about it on radio. Nobody wants to hear you whining about the fact that you're not starting. Take it up with the coach. Take it up with the locker room. Don't. You don't need to make that shit public. You make that shit public and you get shit like what happened between fucking Tampa Bay and Josh Freeman. Just a whole lot of mess going on right there.
If you're not happy with if you're not happy that the team is starting, you see if you can ask to get traded to go somewhere where you have the better possibility to get a starting job or to at least get starting opportunities if they're not giving it to you. I do have one other piece of news.
Go ahead.
It probably isn't listed like in any news, but my roommate told me that apparently people are giving shit to Adrian Peterson because his son died. He didn't know until his son died that his son was his son. He literally didn't know about his son until he found out about it dying. And they're giving crap, and people are giving him crap for this, actually saying, "How could you not know? How did you not know?"
I can understand people giving him crap for that. Like, how could you not know? Like,
dude, no, I don't. I don't get it. If seriously, that's just.
No, I can understand, like, why they say, like, how could you not know the kid was yours until something as tragic as this had, like, happened for you to find out? Like, how could you have not known before this? I get that.
I'm not gonna fault him for that because I mean it could be the case of he had a relationship with the girl at one point. he and they did the deed, so to speak. But then he broke up with her, and it wasn't until and she may have not have ever informed him that she was pregnant.
I don't know. That's all personal business between AP and the woman. But I'm not gonna give him crap for it. No, like,
Yeah,
no, the dude lost his
my
child.
roommate basically said if if I was like a really good friend that it could stand up for AP, he would be like, give the guy a break, leave him the fuck alone. His kid just died.
His kid just died. Give the guy a fucking break. Jesus Christ, football fans. Some of the way.
In fact, he missed practice again because he was attending his son's funeral.
Give the guy a fucking break, football fans. Jesus Christ. It's just fucking wrong.
Other than that, really not anything in the way of news that I can think of.
Fair enough. Excuse me. So we'll go to last week's games then. And we'll start off with the Thursday night game. The Seattle Seahawks travel to the Arizona Cardinals. You guys talk about this game. I'm just going to put my dog to bed because he's starting to be naughty.
Hang on a second. Let me just fix this a second. Because I need to go back to last week. Yes. The Seahawks traveled to the Arizona Cardinals, and they, not surprisingly, won 34-22. Yeah, the Cardinals, as we predicted, were just not good enough. Even though the Seahawks were traveling to beat the Seahawks, who have one of the best defenses right now in the NFL, next to the Chiefs. Russell Wilson threw for 3 touchdowns. Marshawn Lynch rushed for almost 100 yards. And they intercepted 2 passes of Carson Palmer and sacked him 7 times. Good Lord, man. Yeah. You need to work on your offensive line, Cardinals. If not saying that, Seahawks defense isn't pretty dominant, but you should not be allowing 7 sacks on your quarterback. Your offensive line needs work. Here's the stats for the game. Basically, the game pretty much as far as like box score, Seattle scored in all 4 quarters. Arizona only got points in the final 2. Russell Wilson, 18 for 29 with 3 touchdowns, 235 yards. His completion rate of 62.1. He did get sacked 3 times. But other than that, he also fumbled the ball 3 times. I'm surprised they don't mention that, and lost 2 of them. So yeah, that helped the Cardinals get some of the scores they did. Yes. If the Cardinals are causing you fumbles, the offensive line needs. That's one of the big problems with the Seahawks that I can see right now is offensively they're good. They have talent on them. They have Golden Tate. They have Percy Harvin coming back from injury. They have Russell Wilson, who's one of those, probably the only quarterback right now in the league who is both a good pocket passer and can run with the ball and can throw like under pressure and like scramble, like is like a good scrambling quarterback that can still hit his targets while on the run.
Mm-hmm.
But something is, if the Cardinals are getting to you and causing you to fumble, that's an issue. That's not good.
No.
Marshawn Lynch on the rushing side, we got Marshawn Lynch, 21 carries, 91 yards, 4.3 average, and 1 touchdown. So pretty good game for him. Russell Wilson rushed for 29 yards on 8 carries, an average of 3.6. So he didn't do so much rushing in that game, which is, I mean, you don't want to if you don't have to. But he got in his stuff when he needed to. On receiving, we have Golden Tate, 4 receptions for 77 yards, average of 19.2 yards per carry. And we got Sidney Rice, former Viking, with 3 receptions for 50 yards, average of 16.7 yards, and 1 touchdown. On the Cardinals side, Carson Palmer had a great day, but just couldn't. Unfortunately, his team didn't help him. 30 completions for 45 attempts, 66.7 yards percentage, 258 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, sacked 7 times, as we said before. And yeah, he also fumbled once. So in general, he had an okay day, but those 2 interceptions hurt him, and his team overall did not help him. As we can see, part of the reason he had to throw so much is his rushing game. The rushing game was dismal. Rashard Mendenhall, 13 carries for 22 yards, an average of 1.7 for 1 touchdown.
Oh God!
So they had almost nothing to speak of in the running game. In fact, so far as Carson Palmer had to try to get in a few licks, but couldn't do much. 2 carries for 5 yards, an average of 2.5. Receiving, okay. They did okay, but they didn't get a good They didn't have a good yard average. We have Michael Floyd, 71 yards on 6 receptions, an average of 11.8. And finally, Rob Hausler, 7 receptions for 53 yards, an average of 7.6. Yeah, as we expected, the Cardinals just could not stop the Seahawks, and it wasn't so much Seattle's offense, as they only scored. They got 4 touchdowns on offense, but it was Seahawks' defense and getting the picks that also helped. Probably helped those scores in the long run. And let's move on to the next game, shall we?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to the Falcons, and they lose, as we all predicted.
Yes, we did. Clean sweep.
23-31 was the final score. Tampa Bay didn't score at all in the first quarter. Scored in the next few, but Atlanta got Atlanta got like 17 points in the second quarter. They didn't score in the third, but yeah, they scored another touchdown. So basically, they had overall control of the game. Let's see, any particular big plays? On the very first possession, Mike Glennon got sacked by safety William Moore and forced a fumble, and their other safety returned the fumble 30 yards for for the opening touchdown. So the Tampa Bay did not start out well at all.
No.
Let's go to the stats. Matt Ryan had a really good game, which is good for him. It's nice to see him on having a good game. He's always had a good game. It's just his overall team has not been helping him. 20 for 26 yards, average completion rate of 76.9, 273 yards, no interceptions, and a quarterback rating of almost perfect, 148.4.
Damn. He had a good fucking game.
Rushing game, they didn't have any, but I guess they didn't really. You don't really need it when your quarterback is throwing that well for 3 touchdowns. Only their 2 rushers combined for a total of about, let's see, 30 yards total. Wow. So they did not have any running game. On the receiving end, they had, let's see, Harry Douglas with, sorry, hang on a second, I hit something. 7 receptions for 149 yards, an average of 21.3 and 1 touchdown. And Jaquez, I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that right. Jaquez Rogers, their running back, did better receiving than they did running. 8 receptions for 46 yards, an average of 5.8, and he got the other 2. Mike Glennon, 26 for 44 yard, 44 attempts, 59.1 average, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, got sacked 3 times, quarterback rating of 90.7. Rushing, they did not do much. They did better than the Falcons, but it wasn't good enough. Combined total of, between the 2 of them, where you see, of just under 100 yards total. Yeah, if both your rushers can't combine for over 100 yards, there's an issue. Receiving, we got Vincent Jackson, 10 receptions for 138 yards, average of 13.8, and 2 touchdowns. Not much else to speak of. Buccaneers got pretty much dominated here, so which was what we expected. And I hope the Falcons can come back from this, but they're injury plagued. They got one of their best receivers on injury, so, and their defense has been pretty blah. Even if the Buccaneers can score as many points as they did, then they're going to have trouble against the better teams of the league. And here we come to a game that is one of the absolute, what the fuck just happened? I was watching this game. I couldn't believe my eyes. There was no defense to speak of in this game. The Chicago Bears travel to the Washington Redskins and lose 41-45.
Neither defense.
Holy smoke.
Neither defense showed up.
What in the world was going on? No defense on either side.
No.
Big news here. Jay Cutler went down with a groin injury after completing 14 of 20 pass for 204 yards and 1 touchdown. And was replaced by sorry. Jay Cutler actually, that's not what his stats were. That was Josh McCown. My fault. Jay Cutler only had 3 for 8, so he went down quickly. and he did get picked off, but that's not important, really, in the grand scheme of things.
No, not really.
Going to kill you. But yeah, Josh McCown came in, stepped in, and did a pretty serviceable job, as I just described. Matt Forte had a good. Matt Forte won the rushing game. Finally broke through and had a good game. 16 carries for 91 yards, 5.7 average, and 3 touchdowns. The story of this game was Robert Griffin. Just broke through and finally had the game that we all expected he, the type of game we expect him to have. 18 for 29 attempts, 62.1 average, 298 yards, and that 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, a quarterback rating of 105.2, which is an enormous jump from the last game he played. The rushing game combined. The rushing game really broke. The other thing was their rushing game just tore through the Bears' defense. We have Alfred Morris, 19 carries, 95 yards, an average of 5 yards per carry. That's always, yeah. And then Robert Griffin himself, 11 carries for 84 yards, 6.7 average. They didn't get touchdowns, but they were just tearing through that offensive line. A combined total.
I realized my mic was muted. I said he could
179 yards rushing. Wow. What happened to your defense, Bears? Where did it go?
Yeah, my question for this game, was it RG?
We have Jordan Reed, 9 receptions for 134 yards, 14.9 yard average, and 1 touchdown. Aldrick Robinson, 2 receptions, 75 yards, average, 37.5. Holy crap. And 1 touchdown. On the other side, Bears receiving Alshon Jeffrey, 4 receptions for 145 yards, 26.2 average, and Brandon Marshall, 6 receptions for 75 yards, 12.5 average. The receiving game did not get the touchdowns. It was all Forte.
My question for this game.
What in?
My question.
I just did not expect the Redskins to explode in this game.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. Was this
that's
the Redskins?
What the hell? Suddenly, the Bears just play like shit on defense, and the Redskins suddenly wake up and just storm through.
Well, was this Redskins exploding?
No,
or was
I don't think anyone expected that.
Yeah, but my question, was this...
If you did, then you're smarter than us.
Yeah. Was this the Redskins exploding, though? Or
Where is everyone?
Can you not hear me? Hello?
What is going on? Did I hit the wrong...
Hello?
I had you muted. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering, because I was talking and you kept interrupting me. So I was like, am I fucking muted, or is this guy just...
I was muted this entire time while I was trying to comment on all the matches.
I'm sorry. I muted the wrong thing. I was going to volume controls. I was trying to mute the internet page, and I accidentally muted you guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
My question, what I've been trying to say like the past 5 times, was this the Redskins breaking out, or was this just because the Bears' defense didn't get shit done? Because you can be a shit team. You can be a really bad team. But you go up against a defense that just isn't showing up, you're going to put fucking stats up on the board.
I was going to say, apparently the Redskins have the defense of a paper towel.
Both defenses did in this game. I'm not saying this. I'm not shooting them down here, but with their performance, like in the previous weeks, I'm not gonna herald them as, oh my god, this is their coming out game. This is them finally getting into the swing of things. No, this is them being handed a shitty defense and like exploiting that.
I think
When
this
they're
was more the case. Like what I don't like I said, that I think this was the game that for some reason the Bears just like their defense just decided to suddenly not show up and just shit themselves.
exactly, and I will give the Redskins credit if they can do the same against a good defense, a defense that actually fucking shows up. Otherwise, I'm not saying this is a breakout game for the Redskins. I'm saying this is a lucky game for the Redskins, and the Bears defense just didn't show the fuck up.
I honestly thought that you just guys had just disappeared after you said to take over, and I don't know why. I don't know.
I just thought like I was either muted or like you were ignoring me.
No, I was not. I'm sorry.
I was muted the entire time, and I didn't
I'm
notice.
curious what. I'm curious what did you did you have anything to say about the other games? Because I
The other
missed it.
games, Bucks are pretty much useless right now. They are done until the draft, in my opinion. They got no fucking chance.
They did still score 23 points, but that's because, as I said, Atlanta has a pretty their defense is still shit.
I don't think they're going to go winless. The only team I've got down as going winless is the Jags. That's the only team I've got down going winless. But Bucks, you've got a making for that. It's either you or the Jags that are going to have pick one in this year's draft. Oh boy! And
What about the Seattle Arizona game?
Arizona sucks was my notes for that game. That's all I put. Arizona sucks. That's why they lost.
Sorry for the sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm recording this, so you heard that.
Guys, I don't know. I don't know. I must have just not been paying attention. Somehow muted you guys
It's
without
cool.
realizing it.
It's cool. It's cool. We'll move on. You've just you've done Falcons at Bucks, and you've done Seahawks Cardinals. We did that. And you've just done that one. Okay, because I've been doing it from the pick list, you see. Okay. And then let's get to the schedule. Okay, so we will go on to our next game, which, if it would kindly load the page for me, I would be able to tell you. Boop-a-doo. There we go.
The Cowboys versus the travel to the Eagles.
Yeah,
And
Cowboys traveled. Yeah, Cowboys traveled to the Eagles. They won 17-3.
Oh my God, that's had to have been a boring.
This game must have been fucking boring as shit.
Let's look at the box score.
17.
Dallas did all the scoring, and they got 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Philly didn't score into the fourth quarter and got a field goal.
Jesus.
What happened to your vaunted offense, Eagles?
Oh my God. Well, it's because they don't have Michael Vick.
Well, yeah, but Nick Foles is a better. I always thought
Well, they didn't play Nick Foles. They played fucking what's his name?
I think actually Nick Foles went down with Nick Foles went down with injury.
Oh, well, that's why then, because they got this fucking Matt Barkley down as the quarterback for this game.
Yeah, Nick Foles went down in the third quarter with a head injury because they were pressuring him all day.
Pieces. Like, Matt Barkley, by the way, 11 completions for 20 attempts, 129 touchdowns. 129 touchdowns. The Eagles wish. No. 129 yards, excuse me. 129 yards.
Nick Foles, before he went down, 11 completions for 29 yards, an average of, 37 percentage for attempts.
He also ran it.
Pass for 80 yards, no touchdowns, sacked 3 times.
He also ran it 3 times for 25 yards. Tony Romo, 28 completions for 47 attempts, 317 yards, 1 touchdown. I would love to see what he's got down as the interceptions for this game.
I can look that up for you.
Yeah, please do. It doesn't tell me.
He got intercepted twice.
Tony, you're back in form. Good boy. You're interception man again. Good for you.
Yeah, his total this year, he has actually a pretty decent touchdown for.
Well, he's going to be doing better than Eli Manning because he's actually got some competent fucking receivers.
Well, no, Eli Manning has good receivers. He has Hakeem Nicks and like Victor Cruz.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the O-line. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's their O-line that sucks.
Yeah.
He's got 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Tony Romo, that is. So he's doing okay. But yeah, he's still he needs to really work to convince me he's not still the guy that's going to blow it when it counts.
Yeah, Tony Blomo. That's all I got to say about this game.
Cowboys didn't have neither team had any sort of rushing game.
No, I'm moving on from this game. It was a piece of shit, this game. Moving on. New England Patriots travel to the New York Jets, where everybody but me on this show picked the Patriots. I picked the Jets. I got it right. Fuck you guys.
Nope, I picked the Jets too.
Damn you!
Don't you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
I picked the Jets.
I don't remember that. I thought you picked the Patriots.
No.
What pick was it? Which was my crazy pick of the week then?
I'm trying to remember which one it was.
I did. I originally was going to have a crazy pick of the week, but you made me change my mind. I remember now. I was originally going to pick the Bucks to win against the Falcons. And then you were like, dude, Matty Ice. And I was like, oh yeah, Falcons. I can't believe I almost did that. Yeah, I almost picked the Bucks. Yeah, I picked the Jets for this one. Patriots got screwed over by that new rule. That's the only reason the Jets won. Moving on. It's the only reason the Jets won in this game. Patriots got screwed over by the new rule, but it's always good to see the Patriots screwed
However,
over.
there is I think another big reason that the Patriots lost this game. For the second week in a row, Tom Brady was held without a touchdown pass. Yeah.
Something's fucking happening to Brady this year, man. Like, everyone, seems to just...
I heard this was, the first time he got nicked in, 2 years when it comes to, getting intercepted.
And this was with his best receiver, Rob Gronkowski, just came back this week. So, why was he not getting any touchdowns?
But yeah, look at the quartering scores.
Quartering scores? Yeah, let's have a look at this. Okay.
It's kind of what the fuck.
Let's have a look here.
You mean the box score?
Yeah, box score. I call it quarter scores.
Okay, first quarter, New England 14, New Jersey 7. Second quarter, New England 7, New Jersey 3.
New York.
Third quarter, New England 0, New York 17. New England fourth quarter, New England 6, New Jersey nothing. Overtime, New England nothing, New Jersey field goal.
It's not New Jersey.
It's New York. They're the New York.
Sorry. I don't know why I'm saying New Jersey.
Well, I mean, because their stadium, because they're technically the New Jersey Jets. They call themselves the New York Jets.
They had a big fucking comeback.
And as I found out, the place where they play is actually considered technically considered a suburb of New York.
But it's in New
like-
Jersey!
It's so close to New York, it might as well be New York. That's what the case is. Literally.
That makes
New Jersey Jets. Let's just call a fucking spade here. They're the New Jersey Jets. Moving
I like
on.
to imagine that the New York Giants are so bad that they're just calling it the New York Jets just so they have a team they can cheer for.
Yeah. By the way, my personal what the fuck game coming up next. The Buffalo Bills travel to Miami Dolphins and fucking won.
How the fuck did this happen?
What the fuck, Miami?
How did that happen?
You should have fucking won this game, Miami. But you didn't. You didn't. You're fucked up.
How'd they fuck up?
I'll tell you how they fucked up. With less than 3 minutes left, Mario Williams forced a fumble sack during a sack of Miami quarterback Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, he fumbled
And
it.
set up which set up the winning field goal.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So it was a botch.
yeah.
And also, it didn't help the Dolphins earlier. It didn't help the Dolphins either. When on the third play of the entire game, they got intercepted for touchdown.
Good lord.
I understand it's Tannehill's second year. He's gonna make mistakes. You should have fucking won against the Bills.
Especially considering the Bills did not only had one offensive touchdown the entire game.
The entire game!
So they won by just having a shitload of field goals?
Our offense was good. The receivers did great jobs. Rushing game, we could have done better, I suppose, but we did. I mean, Lamar Miller's fucking useless. I don't know why we picked him up.
Basically they got touchdowns on from what I'm seeing. Considering the box score, is they got two defensive touchdowns at the beginning, and then only got field goals.
What are they, the Akron accidents?
Like, yeah, but like, you were in such good position to win this game, Miami, and Tannehill, you fucked it up. You're a second-year quarterback. I understand you'll make mistakes. The Bills.
It's the fucking Bills.
The Bills. Why did you fuck up against the Bills? I understand if you fucked it. I'd have understood if you, fucked up against the Jets or the Patriots, but the fucking Bills? The Bills?
The joke team.
The joke.
And they're not even playing with their normal quarterback, E.J. Manuel. They're not or their other their other quarterback, who I forget the name of. They were playing with a completely new quarterback, Thad Lewis.
Thaddeus Lewis. You were so set to win this. You were coming off a bye week. You'd relaxed. Your third game in a fucking row, Miami. What the fuck happened? You started off 3-0, and now you're 3-3.
Actually, I think EJ Manuel went down, but I think their other backup went down. I think it went down as well. Possibly, I'm not sure.
This game, us losing this game really is. It's just down to Tannehill fucking up. It really is. You need to get yourself together, man.
Be the leader.
Be the leader. I know you're a second-year quarterback, but if you're going to be a quarterback of the future, you're going to need to do fucking better, especially against the fucking Bills.
The Bills.
No excuse.
Did he know how to play against the Bills?
No excuse. Like, when it's the Patriots or the fucking Bears or, really good team, Broncos, I can understand you fucking up. Pressure. I get that. The Bills, no, I don't get that. There's no excuse there. That's just you fucked up. You had a bad fucking day. Speaking of having a bad fucking day, San Diego Superchargers travel to the Jags. The Jags.
Whip their ass.
The Jags continue to have a bad day.
It's more like a bad series of months.
They're having a bad season. They're going winless. I don't see who they beat at this point. Who did they win against?
No one.
Nobody. Nobody.
What was their score last
They're
year?
they lost. They're winless again. They're winless right now. As it stands, they're winless. They haven't won a game yet.
I was saying, what was their score last year? Like 2-14.
I don't know. I know that's what the Chiefs' score was last year, and boy, have they turned fucking things around.
Let me see if I can find out what the Jags record was for 2000.
While you're doing that, I'm actually going to look at their schedule, because I think they're fucked for the rest of the year, personally. I think they got a bye week this week.
Yep, their record. Alan got it right. Their record was 2-14.
Right, we're 2-14.
By the way, 2011 season, I am 3-7, so I'm doing better.
Okay, so the Jags this week are going up against the 49ers. Nope. The Jags next week, are they playing next week? They are not playing next week. They get a bye week next week. Week after, week 10, they're going up against the... Can't find them. Oh, here we go. They're going up against the Titans. Week 11. That's the only other team I could see them beating is the Titans. And even then, week 11 they're facing the Cardinals.
That's potentially a win.
Potential. Week 12 they are facing the Texans.
They'll lose that.
Week 13 they are facing the Browns.
I mean, the Texans potentially could fuck up because they've been bad, but I think they're still better than the Jaguars.
I've never felt bad for a football team before, like just how I feel bad about the Jags.
Week 13 they're facing the Browns. Week 14 they face the Texans again. Week 15 they face the Bills, and the week 16 they face Jags. Where are you, Jags? They face the Titans for a second time on 16.
So they have a ridiculously easy schedule. Yet,
and week 17, their very last game against the Colts.
Well, so apart from that game at the end, they have a ridiculously easy schedule that any other team would like would go, oh my God, we are still getting to the playoffs this year. They would like, if they looked at that
playoffs.
If they looked at that schedule, they would be like, they would be like creaming their pants.
Stop talking about creaming people's pants.
But this is actually one of those schedules where you're like, can the Jags even do that?
Can they win one game? That is their goal this year. Can they win one game?
One fucking game.
There's potential. There is, like I said, they have an easy schedule. So there's the potential to get at least one in there somewhere, but you just can't bank on them to do it.
No, you can't. You cannot bank on them. Never bank on the Jags. Moving on to the St. Louis Rams, led by Bullwinkle, traveling to the Carolina Panthers. And Bullwinkle sadly lost.
Against the Panthers.
Against the Panthers.
Against the Panthers.
The Panthers, yeah.
Damn it, Bullwinkle.
Damn it, Bullwinkle. Why? Why, Bullwinkle? Why? Like, seriously. Like, did I pick the Panthers for the... Who did I pick for this game? Let me see. I picked the Rams. I picked the Rams because I thought Bullwinkle could get the fucking job done against the fucking Panthers. The Panthers. They're not that good. But shit this season.
I pretty much knew the Panthers were an overall better team than the Rams and that they would probably win this, so I picked them.
Fucking Bullwinkle. Moving on.
Bullwinkle.
Bullwinkle. The Cincinnati Bengals traveled to the Detroit Lions, and the cat curse decided to strike the Detroit Lions. Curse of the cat.
Yet another game where no defense was there.
Zero.
Nope.
And suddenly, in a game in which the Cincinnati Bengals offense suddenly decided to wake up and play.
This is going to be one of those drafts that's going to have a lot of quarterbacks going away this year and a lot of defensive positions being taken in the draft this year because, my God, some of these teams have zero defenses.
When does the draft happen?
Like a few months before preseason. I think it happens in April, did it? I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds
April.
Right.
Yeah, the draft happens in April.
Okay. And everything's over.
I see them drafting quarterbacks, a lot of quarterbacks going in this draft, and a lot of fucking defensive people going in this draft, because, my God, these teams need to be reworked. So many teams need being reworked.
Totally.
Giants, I can see getting defensive people. Vikings, I can see trying to fucking find something to work. My God.
I think the big, I seriously see. I hope this happens that the entire coaching staff gets reorganized and either fired or demoted or changed around. I think either Leslie Frazier needs to get fired or demoted back to defensive coach, and everyone else can take a hike.
Just get the fuck
out. I can get the fuck out. Speaking of get the fuck out, I'm sure that's what Titans fans were wishing Titans would actually do and just go home when the 49ers traveled to Tennessee and whooped their asses.
It's really entertaining to watch, though.
I bet for you're a 49ers fan.
Yeah.
If I was a Dolphins fan, I'd love it if the Dolphins went 31-17 against the Bills, but they didn't, 49ers, 31-17. Fuck you, Allie, and your good team.
My team's all right this year, yeah.
My team was all right, and then they fucked up after. Moving on. This game was close, but there's only one now team that's left undefeated. The Dolphins staff are ready to pop open that bottle of champagne. It's just ready for who's going to beat them, who's going to beat the Chiefs. And the Texans came close. They came close.
You know what's weird? Apparently, according to the stats, that the Chiefs have the worst undefeated streak so far. Because in total, the teams they've been facing combined have horrible scores.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Chiefs that the knock you can say against the Chiefs is, one, their offense isn't really that great. I mean, granted, Alex Smith is not making mistakes, and they have a pretty good running game, but it's their defense that carries them through overall.
They ain't bad.
And the fact that overall they've had a pretty easy schedule.
They ain't bad. It's just the people they facing are more bad.
Yeah. Texans 16, Chiefs 17. This came really close to beating that undefeated streak. But they are the only team left undefeated. Broncos have a one in that last column now. The Saints, who are undefeated, have a loss. The Patriots have a loss. The Seahawks have a... It's the only team left undefeated.
There are two teams that don't have a win. there are 2 teams left without a win yet.
That is harder to determine than who's going to win the most.
There are only 2 teams now without a win yet, and because there are 2 teams this week that finally got their first. One team that finally got their first win.
Yep. And I'm sure there's those Dolphins from the undefeated season are ready with a bottle of champagne chilling in the fridge, just waiting for the Chiefs to lose a game. Because the moment they do, they're going to pop it open, and they're going to celebrate being the only fucking undefeated team in history. Again. Like they do every year. With a bottle of champagne. Baltimore Ravens travel to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers 19, Ravens 16. Fuck that game.
Oh man.
Cleveland Browns.
How the hell Ravens do you lose to the Steelers? What's suddenly happening here where the Patriots are winning and in horrible close games? What is going on?
I thought they were.
I don't get.
The Ravens they were better than this.
The Ravens are being really inconsistent this year. Without that defense, they're just all over the place, Rock 10. That's really the best way to put it. You can't rely on Joey Flacco. Like, the only reason they did that good it was because of their defense. Their defense carried them last year, essentially. And like in the playoffs, it's the defense that gets you the win. So the Ravens had like the best defense, and in the Super Bowl, defense is a big fucking thing in the Super Bowl. Ravens had a great defense. Joey Flacco got lucky, essentially, is what we're learning from this season. Because boy, is he all over the fucking place. Another team all over the fucking place, the Cleveland Browns, who won 3 games in a row and is back into a losing streak. Cleveland Browns 13, Packers 31. It was against the Packers, though, right? So they didn't have a chance. This game could have gone either way. The next one coming up. I think we all picked the Broncos for this, didn't we?
Yeah, we all picked the Broncos, and we did not. And basically, Peyton Manning just had like the worst game of his season.
He did.
Worst game of the season, still gets like 30 points. No.
Still gets like 30. Yeah, he still had a good fucking day. 29 completions for 49 attempts, 386 yards, 3 touchdowns. Andrew Luck, 21 completions for 38 attempts, 228 yards, 3 touchdowns. Russian. Excuse me. Jesus, frog in the throat. I forgot some. Sorry about that. Just need something to drink.
I would like to know what happened, though.
I would like to know what happened. No Sean Marino, 15 carries for 40 yards, 2.7 yard average, 1 touchdown. Trent Richardson, 14 carries for 37 yards, 2.6 yard per carry average on the Colts side. Receptions, 8 receptions for 150 yards, 18.8 yard average for Eric Decker, 1 touchdown. Wes Welker, or 7 receptions, 96 yards, 30.7 average. Receiving, Reggie Wayne, 5 receptions for 50 yards, 10 average. Demarion Haywood Bay, I can never pronounce that first name right. Haywood Bay, 4 receptions for 44 yards, 11 average, 1 touchdown. Excuse me. I'm just seeing now what exactly happened here in this game. Okay, maybe this is why. Peyton Manning was sacked 4 times in this game.
Damn, no O-line then.
No O-line in this game. He was trying desperately to rally the Broncos really late in the game, but they took advantage of his and the Denver's mistakes that they were making. Luck managed to convert an early fumble into a touchdown pass. Indy got 9 points out of a second quarter strip sack. Luck scored on a 10-yard run in the third quarter. And when the Broncos finally had a chance to tie it, Peyton Manning was intercepted.
Yeah, that could do it.
Interesting stat. Although the Indy Colts have lost games, they have not lost consecutive games while being QB'd by Andrew Luck.
So they haven't lost more than one time in a row.
Yeah.
Weird.
While under Andrew Luck. They'll lose occasionally, but they've never lost more than once in a row while being QB'd by Luck, apparently. At least not in this season.
Well, they only lost twice.
I don't know whether it means ever. It just literally, this is all it says. Indianapolis has not lost consecutive games under Luck. So I don't know whether it means this season. I don't know whether it means ever.
How long has Andrew Luck been there? Yeah.
Like 2-3 years, maybe? I don't know.
Seasons.
2 seasons, 3 seasons? I think. I don't know. When did Peyton join the Broncos? Because I think it was the same year. Last year?
He joined last year.
I think that's when Andrew Luck came in then.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds right.
But yeah, good game for both sides. It was just some mistakes made by Denver, which shouldn't have been made. Good for Andrew Luck, I think. He needed to step out of the shadow that Peyton had still cast in the Indy Colts. So to beat the guy that was casting a shadow over you.
Gotta beat the man to beat
beat the man to be the man. Exactly. Whatever team he's in, like, they'll still compare him to Peyton Manning in the Colts. So he needed to beat the man to be the man, and he's done that. It's like when Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl. He finally stepped out of Brett Favre's shadow. It's what then
Brett Favre finally stepped out of Brett Favre's shadow.
And Aaron Rodgers finally stepped out of Brett Favre's shadow, and Andrew Luck maybe stepping out of Peyton Manning's shadow. I don't know. Maybe if he wins the Super Bowl, we'll see.
They might be able to do it if they have really good games after this.
I can see him doing it. They are a possibility. They are a possibility. Depends how the playoffs go. And it depends if they get to the playoffs, which I don't see that being a problem for them right now with their record. Monday Night Football, the last game. You're going to hate this one, Roxanne.
I didn't even get... I'm glad that I was working and that I didn't have to fucking suffer to watch this.
Minnesota Vikings traveled to the New York Giants in the who the fuck was going to win this game. And apparently the Giants won their first game of the season.
And they crushed the Vikings.
7-23.
Holy fucking shit.
This was a case of, once again, as I've said before, the Vikings' offensive line this season is an absolute joke.
Yep.
It's might as well not even exist at this point. If the Giants, who have had not really any defense to speak of yet, but or at least haven't gotten a chance to do anything because the offense has been so bad throwing picks that gets returned for interceptions, that might be the case. They shut down Adrian Peterson. Shut him down.
Some news, though, on the case of his son's death. The man accused in the death was indicted on second-degree murder and manslaughter charges on Monday.
Thanks.
Second degree. That means it wasn't premeditated. So
second-degree murder and manslaughter charges on Monday.
Hope that fucker gets locked up for life, anyway.
Doesn't say how long he got locked up for. It just says he got those charges on Monday.
Well, that means they're charging him, but they're not they haven't sentenced him yet.
They have not sentenced him yet. He has been indicted on those charges. Those are the charges: second-degree murder and manslaughter.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson had pretty much the worst game of this season 13 carries for
This
28
probably
yards.
isn't helping team morale, you know?
And thusly, Josh Freeman had a terrible game because he had to throw the ball 53 times.
He threw it 53 times, only managed to complete it 20 times. He did not help Peterson one fucking bit.
So,
And I honestly do not. I really do not blame this on Josh Freeman. All I've seen this week is people saying Josh Freeman, he had a horrible fucking game. Fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. The guy, he may not be that good, but his offensive line did not help. The offensive line
could
is the
have done
problem,
shit
not
if the
Josh
offensive
fucking-
line held long enough for him to do anything.
Dude, their offensive line made the Giants' offensive line look like a fucking unit.
Fucking military over there.
The box score, not that good for either team, okay? Minnesota got a touchdown in the first quarter, couldn't do shit afterwards. Okay? New York Giants in the first quarter, 3 in the first quarter, field goal. 7 in the second, that was it. 7 in the third, that was it. 6 in the fourth, that was it.
The only highlights, basically, the Vikings had this whole game was Marcus Shields had a punt return for a touchdown, but then he fumbled later. He got but that was he got hit.
Yeah.
So I mean, Marcus Shields, he's got talent and he's pretty good, but yeah, I'm not gonna fault him for one fumble, you know. The other thing was the one there was a really cool sack that Jared Allen did on Eli Manning. If you can get a highlight of this, it's something to watch because he got help on the sack, but Jared Allen reached around the offensive lineman of the New York Giants, held on to Eli Manning's jersey the entire time, and then the other Viking came up and hit him. And you should have seen the reaction on Eli Manning's face. His jaw just dropped. He's just like, what the fuck just happened?
I'm surprised they didn't try and get him done for holding on that.
You can't. That's not holding. If you just for grabbing, if you do it to a quarterback, it's not holding.
Oh.
Because you're trying to bring him down. If you're in the process of tackling someone and you're grabbing someone's jersey, that's fine. That's not holding.
What the hell's the holding rule?
If you're grabbing someone's jersey while in the midst of trying to do something else, then yeah.
Oh, okay. I always got confused by the holding rule.
The rules are so dynamic and changing depending on the situation that it makes no.
I just thought the holding rule is when you grab onto the guy's jersey and shit. Okay.
No, that's not all. I think it's it's a little more specific than that. But yeah.
Okay. I had no idea.
Yeah, I honestly was wondering why didn't he get called for holding because he grabbed the guy's jersey, but no, it's because he was trying to tackle him. He was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought he was going to get called for holding. Okay, that just shows I don't understand the fucking rules. Moving on to the picks for this week. Thursday Night Football. The Carolina Panthers travel to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rockton, you can pick first.
The Panthers.
Ali picks the Panthers.
Let's see. Hang on. For some reason, the NFL site is being slow. Hang on. What was the game again? Sorry.
Carolina Panthers travel to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Panthers.
First and only time I will ever confidently say that the Panthers are going to win.
The Panthers probably going to win.
I knew they were going to win against the Rams, and yeah, they're going to win here.
The Buffalo Bills travel.
Shitty game.
Shitty game. Buffalo Bills travel to New Orleans Saints.
Saints.
Miami Dolphins travel to the New England Patriots.
I don't know. They just lost to the Jets, but that was
I
because of
don't
bullshit.
know.
They did just lose to the Jets. The Dolphins
Did
had
just
a
lose to
very
the
close,
Bills.
lost in a close game to. Wasn't it a close game?
It was a very close game, yes.
It
2
was a
points.
close game, but they lost to the Bills. They just lost to the Bills.
But, New England, for the past 2 games, Tom Brady has been held to a point where he's not been able to throw a touchdown pass. If Miami is smart, they will watch those tapes, see what those defenses did, and try and replicate that.
You know, I think I'm going to have to pick in the Patriots' favor. I just don't see that. I do not see the trend of Tom Brady going without a touchdown to continue in this game. I just don't see it happening. I think he's gonna come back with a big game this week.
I'd
I'd love to see the Dolphins put up a fight. And
So I'm going with the Patriots.
Still.
I would love to see the Dolphins put up a fight. Even if they would lose, just seeing them put up a fight would put a smile on my face. To know that the Dolphins held the Patriots to a close game would make up for this last game that they had against the Bills. Even if they lost, just knowing that they held them to a close game would put a smile on my face. I assume you've got the Patriots, Ali.
Yep.
Logic's telling me to pick the Patriots. They're at home. They're the Patriots. Dolphins lost against... The Dolphins are my team, but I gotta pick the Patriots. I got to.
Well, let's hope we have
gotta...
another Jets games on our...
I hope I hope so. That'd be great. Patriots, if you could push more of your team members during field goals, that'd be great. Thank you.
Just push them every turn.
Actually,
that's really weird if they were like really cautious about that to the point where they just play really oddly.
This game, oh my god, what an abomination this game is going to be. The New York Giants travel to the Philadelphia Eagles.
This is kind of a tough pick, but yeah, the Giants still have. I think the Minnesota was a sense of the game was more like they shut down Adrian Peterson and basically dared Josh Freeman to beat them, which he couldn't, and the fact that the Minnesota has no defense at all. And
no.
apart from their defensive line, which is all right. If they don't get pressure, their secondary can't do shit. The Eagles have a good secondary and have an overall better defense. And didn't the Eagles play the Giants already and beat them before? If they, the Giants are going to have trouble, that same trouble that they've had all season, getting picked off. The Eagles defense is going to blow through that ridiculously weak offensive line, and Eli is going to throw picks all over again. Yeah, Eagles.
Ali?
I just can't. I think the Giants just got lucky.
Well, actually, here's another thing to consider, though. The Eagles are without both their number 1 and number 2 starting quarterback.
And that's why it's time for Riddler's Crazy Pick of the Week. The New York Giants.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pick with you. I'm gonna give the Giants a chance to win this.
Fuck And we're all wrong, and then we're just like, damn it.
Oh my god, with me just agreeing to pick the Giants, never before have I swayed people that quickly to change their picks.
I want to see it happen, okay? I just want to.
I think I swayed both of us.
This is my
The Dallas Cowboys
I call it my
travel. The 4-3 Dallas Cowboys, by the way, travel to the 4-3 Detroit Lions.
I don't know why, but I want the Lions to beat the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Even user consensus slightly agrees with me. I don't know how they could do it.
Tony Romo has been doing better these past few weeks. He's
been fucking up less.
He's been fucking up less. There is a very good chance the Cowboys could win this.
Possible.
There's a good chance they could fuck it up.
It's equal of fucking up to not fucking up. I do know that from the last couple of games, they have no fucking defense. But I'm wondering if the Lions could actually handle that.
The Lions got outscored by the Bengals.
Yeah, but Bengals are middle of the road too.
Cowboys have a better offense. The Lions didn't have a defense that day. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. Matt Stafford may have Megatron back in form, but if their defense is going to put that many points up, Tony Romo can take advantage of that.
Ali, who you got?
I'm going Lions.
You're going Lions. Yeah, this game could go either way. It really could. I reserve my right to change the pick on this one. Because
it could go either way.
Yeah.
They're kind of at that point. It's inconsistent versus kind of meh at all times.
Riddler?
Riddler has died.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. No.
No, what are we going to do? We've lost our host. No.
Struck pair footballs.
The 49ers travel to the Jacksonville Jaguars. 49ers. This is one of the games. This is the only game the Jaguars have left against a good team before they get the easy schedule.
The easiest fucking schedule they could possibly get, and here are your opportunities to win after losing to the Niners.
Yep.
Don't fuck it up. Oddly, like Browns Chiefs. Chiefs are against another not that great team.
Yeah. Next game is the Browns traveling to the Chiefs. Chiefs. It's hard to pick against them until they are gonna
until they get a good team. I think they'll lose against like a good team.
Yeah.
It's just they're fighting all these bad teams and they're getting a shitload of wins for it. They're not bad. It's just they're not amazing. But they're a lot better than I thought they were. So yeah.
Yep. Then we have the Jets traveling to the Bengals. I honestly see the Jets as the Bengals as having a better record than how good their team actually is. I do not know. I think they've just been facing. They just seem to be facing either teams on a really bad week and getting lucky, or facing worse teams than them in general.
I think it might
now
be
the Jets are a mediocre team, but they have.
By the way, sorry about that. I picked the Cowboys.
Let's go back up to see what Riddler thinks about the other ones. How about the 49ers versus the Jaguars?
Oh, well, you see, the Jaguars are going to win this game. No, it's the 49ers.
Yeah, thought so.
What Alan said was, this is the one game, unfortunately, the Jaguars The Jaguars have an easy as fuck schedule after this, but yeah, unfortunately, this is the week. This is not the week where it starts.
I got the Chiefs against the Browns.
Yeah, Chiefs. Until they face a good team, there's no reason to say they'll lose yet.
And I've got the Jets against the Bengals.
I think
This is the one where I'm saying like the Bengal. I say the Bengals.
they didn't earn the 5-2.
I don't really think they've earned it, but they're not. They're not as good as their record indicates because they're either facing teams on a bad week, having a bad week, or facing teams worse than they are. And Jets, while mediocre, have a good defense, while the Bengals don't. And
They're solidly mediocre. No.
Solidly mediocre.
and they have Geno Smith. So I'm gonna go with even though they're being picked, the Bengals are favored heavily to win this game. Wow, holy shit. Wow.
I don't know why. Are people like trying to get behind them or something? Is everyone in Ohio excited?
Well, the Jets did get scored. They get a lot of.
Well, hold on, Ali. Hold on.
So maybe their defense isn't as good as. Maybe their defense isn't out as good as we thought it was, because they did get 30 points scored. They did get.
No, hold on.
Scored again.
Well, to answer your question, if everyone in Ohio is excited, you live in Ohio, Ali. You got two football teams to choose from: Cincinnati Bengals or Cleveland Browns. Who are you getting excited for?
They're literally the same team, but one has stripes. No. Stripes.
Yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers, the 2-4 Steelers travel.
I'm gonna change my pick, and I'm gonna say, I think, given the Jets have actually shown that they're not as, they're starting to show that their defense has some issues that can be exploited. I think the Bengals could actually win.
God, 6-2 Bengals.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Who saw that coming?
I might change it to the Bengals. I might not. I'll keep it to the Jets.
By the way, of all the teams, I wouldn't imagine the Steelers and the Raiders had the same score.
Yeah, the 2-4 Steelers travel to the 2-4 Raiders.
The Raiders, I think, are the worst team here, and I think the Steelers can pick up another win.
Allie?
I have no faith in the Raiders.
Yeah. Steelers. Sweep the Steelers. Okay, moving on. Washington Redskins travel to the Denver Broncos.
This is actually a tough pick considering the Redskins just exploded.
No.
And the Broncos do not. The Broncos The Broncos don't have exactly that great of.
It's going to be like what happened with the Cowboys and the Broncos a couple of weeks ago, where it was just really high scoring. Because no team has defense.
I mean, the Broncos are still without their two best defensive players, Champ Bailey and Von Miller.
I still say the Broncos are going to win.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't think I have enough faith to say the Redskins are going to win this one, so I'm going to pick the Broncos.
Just one moment of clarity isn't enough for me to convince me that they're back on their game.
Yeah, one game against a team that literally just wasn't even trying to stop them. Just I'm sorry, you're going to need to do more than that for me, RG3. What have you done for me lately? Atlanta Falcons travel to the Arizona Cardinals. Falcons.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are finally, even though they're injury plagued, I think they're starting to get on a swing, and they're facing teams that aren't that good. Yeah, Falcons.
Allie?
Falcons, because I don't know bird teams. Yeah.
Well, they're facing teams worse than often the Falcons.
Yeah, they are. The Green Bay Packers travel to the Vikings.
Packers.
I'm upholding my. I'm never going for the.
I'm with you on this, Riddler. I am no longer picking the Vikings ever. They just
me and Allie made that pact. We are never picking the Vikings.
That if they lost that game, we're just not going to vote for them anymore. So.
We made a pact. No more.
Packers.
You will not. You'll never hear. I don't know about Rocktown because they are a team. Me and Ellie, you will never hear us.
Yeah, unless they face like the Raiders or the Jags or
the Jags is pretty much a free win at this point.
No, they do not. They do not.
Or maybe the Steelers again.
They do not face the Jags at all this season, right now.
Do they face the Steelers at any point again?
Vikings face the Steelers at any point? Let me have a look for you. Vikings face the Cowboys next week. They face the Redskins on week 10.
By the way, if you look at the user consensuses, it's all like everyone votes for that guy, and then like 3% vote for the other guy.
They face the Seahawks at week 11. Week 12, the Vikings face the Packers again. Week 13.
I'm looking at it too. 13 against 13 Chicago.
Against Chicago. 14.
Then Baltimore, Philly, Cincy. Yeah, they're not. The only win that I could potentially see is against Cincy, but no.
Did you see this coming?
I would have picked Minnesota beat Cincy originally, but I can't pick them now. They're not winning again. Nope.
Did you expect this to happen at the beginning of the season?
They're not gonna. I predicted they would have a down year, but I did not predict that it would be this bad. They're not. I'm going. Yeah, I don't think they're going to win another game this season. They're basically going to have. They are virtually going to have the reverse season of 1998, 1-15.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, so many terrible records for this freaking football season. So many.
Happened.
We all picked the Packers in this game. Me and Ellie are at least going to stick to the pack of we're not picking the Vikings.
And I'm with you, dude. I'm right there with you.
None of us.
I'm joining the pact.
None of us are going to pick the Vikings.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid, Rocktan.
Monday Night Football.
I hate living here.
Monday Night Football.
Literally, we don't have a good profession. We don't have any.
I'm just thinking, what things come from Minnesota?
We don't have a single good professional team at all, except for some reason, the Minnesota our women's basketball team, and nobody has.
Hey! What about the Twins?
No, they've sucked. Right now, they suck.
Do you guys have a hockey team?
Yes, we have the Wild. They suck too.
Oh god.
We have a basketball team that sucks ass.
See, that's the good thing about being a British.
And it's pretty much sucked ever since Kevin Garnett left to play for the Celtics.
See, that's the good thing about being a British guy.
How about baseball?
Yeah, the Twins. That's their team. They suck apparently.
Right.
Well, they've kind of been on a downward swing in the past 2 to 3 years. They've just not been. They've been in like consistently last place.
I don't.
Ultimate frisbee.
I don't follow baseball that much.
Well, I like I said, the only good professional team we have right now is the Minnesota Lynx this year. Once again, WNBA champions. The sad thing is, no one gives a shit.
Well, I don't talk shit about WNBA. It's just, it's WNBA.
Seattle Seahawks travel to the St. Louis Rams.
Seahawks. Even though they're traveling, it's the Rams.
Fucking Rams. It's Bullwinkle.
Hawks versus
and the Rams with their ridiculously shitty defense that can't stop the run. Marshawn Lynch will run all over the place.
Right. Let's have a look here and see. Thought with it being halfway, we'd give you a little update on the picks. Rocktan is leading with 840. I'm in second place with 790. Ali is in third with 640. Mick, I think, is still making picks.
He only made 4 picks last week, though. For
Mick,
some reason.
Mick has 590, and then Viaday and Nathan have stopped picking, so we're not counting them in our little...
I'm losing.
thing. Out of us 3, though, we're still doing whoever has the lowest at the end of the season has to support their most hated team.
What was my most hated team again?
Your most hated team, I believe, was either the Browns or the Steelers. Do I still have it written down? Let me have a look.
I think it was either the Raiders or... I don't know.
You can go back and look at our thing. It's on the video somewhere where you say who my most hated team is. The very first S.M.A.F. that we did for this season.
You know what?
Mine...
I'll change it and I'll cheer for the Jaguars if they might even not be there next year. That'll be even better. It'll be hilarious if
you can't change your pick. No.
Can't change your most hated team midway through the season.
I don't remember what the original pick was.
You can go back and watch the video where you picked it. Mine, I know, is the Jets. They are still my most hated team. I don't think I'll have to worry about following that.
My hat.
I will eat my hat. Oh, do you have a hat to eat?
I have the 49ers hat.
Oh, you're going to eat a 49ers hat?
Yes.
Can you video yourself doing that and put that up on YouTube? And we'll
say that you just like eat one bite and then start choking. Yeah, just...
And also, I am now ahead of everyone in the fantasy teams.
I don't care because I lose every week. Let me see if I lost this week.
You did.
Come on, Jeff. Oh, we lost.
4-3.
Why can't I win? What am I doing? What's wrong?
Oh yeah, you're
Jeff?
5 and
What's wrong?
you're 5-2. Okay, I'm second. I'm 4-3. I'm going up against the Bees this week.
That's Nathan, who doesn't even do anything because he doesn't care.
I feel so sorry for you, Jeff.
What do I do? Yeah.
You know, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a little tip. Get rid of any of your start dropping players that have that don't have any point, like have lower amounts of points.
What do I do with them?
Then go and add a player in the same position that has a higher amount of points this year. That's so like get rid of Michael Crabtree. He's not even playing.
Okay.
They're bringing Calvin Johnson.
If you can get rid of him. Sometimes there's players that won't allow you to drop. Right now, I cannot drop Tom Brady, unfortunately, and I want to.
You want to drop Tom Brady?
Yes, because
I don't know how to
he's not really getting me a whole lot of points.
Okay, instead of Michael Crabtree, I have Demaryius Thomas. I guess it's a little better.
No, I mean literally drop. You go hit. Like,
I don't know how.
Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll help you after the show.
That was Stroke My American Footballs, and this is Riddler saying.
This is Rocktan saying, please, for the love of God, NFL make sense again.
Okay, so this is Ali in Real Talk. Skype Whoever makes Skype, I think it's Microsoft. You are fucking stupid. Good God, you're fucking idiots. Fuck all of you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.